All right.
Think that I believe that with a like a small enrollment
So we
deposit.
are live on YouTube, and I'm sorry, say it again.
I was just talking about the free coaching and mentorship on helping the new
Okay.
students getting their first deal, and
Okay.
just a enrollment membership.
So before we go into that, I just want to welcome everyone to our YouTube channel, The Surplus Chameleon Loyalty Royalty Recovery. We wanted to do this free Zoom today just so we can give out some informative information about the surplus funds business. Jason's going to break down a lot of information for all of you that are or trying to get into the business or kind of got your baby toe in the business but you haven't gotten your first deal, or you have purchased so many courses and you're still finding yourself stuck and have not closed your first surplus claim. So when you hear the word free, what comes to mind? So I want you to think about that for a moment. When you hear the word free, for me, when I hear the word free, that means something that is accessible without any exchange of anything, nothing in return, like nothing, I don't have to give anything to get it. That's what I think of free. I see free as a win-win situation because when someone gives you something free, it's all about how you're going to utilize whatever that is that that person is giving to you at no cost. Um, so that's what I think about the word free. So what comes to you, Jason? What comes to you when you hear the word free? And then I'm going to let you go all the way in on what you're offering because I believe what you're offering is like a deal that no one else is out there handing out. So first, what is your definition of free?
I guess free would be like another one of our mentors says, free is the price that we all can agree on.
Mm.
That's the first thing that comes up with free. And also, when I heard the word free, I always think also with another growing up, maybe granddaddy or grandma said nothing in the world is free.
Mm.
Also, because you're always going to have something that's going on versus maybe time, or your money, or your exchange of willpower, your hard work, or whatever you can put into that category, regarding free. But we do want to have a conversation today about free coaching and free membership, and diving into getting into our extended coaching and mentorship program for free. And we will have a small side caveat there regarding um, diving deep into the program about people that are actually serious. Because once you say, the word free, also, you get a lot of people, what I see that come into this business, they talk a good game and they're down for it. And then when it comes to putting in the work,
Mm.
they may come up missing or other things come about. So we can have the conversation free all day. But in this business of building your own business and taking the time out to actually try and put in the work to build your own business and actually close one of these claims and get somebody on the phone, through a phone call or a text message, or if you're emailing back and forth or even in the mail, that time that you're taking, is a toll. And that time that you're taking is your time. So at the end of the day, nothing's specifically free. But we do want to offer, this short term program that we're going to offer for free coaching and free service. But we do want to make sure that we actually get people that are actually serious about getting into the surplus funds business, and actually serious and for real about making some extra change, making some extra money, and helping some people at the same time, or helping some heirs, or helping some, a husband or a wife that may be going through a divorce or whatever the situation regarding the rightful owner. of these unclaimed funds or surplus funds following these property sales that we have going on a daily basis besides Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. So for a person that may be just kind of like scrolling through, just checking out this video, they may have seen numerous videos that we have put out there for surplus funds. They hear free, they're reading the title, free this, free that. What would that look like? I mean, what questions? I mean, I know they're going to have a lot of questions. What's free? What are you giving that's free that is
Well, what
beneficial to them?
what we're providing is free coaching and free mentorship because we get a lot of people that come from different walks and points of life that are they've got courses and they've been through these programs and this type of programs and all different type of programs and things online and they actually haven't got to their first surplus funds deal. So we're trying to figure out where we can help it and where we can assist that in that situation and offer free coaching and mentorship and see what pieces of the pie that they may be missing regarding getting their first deal. And we're only going to let a select few people come in because, again, I value your time, Karen, and I appreciate and I thank you for helping and assisting all the newcomers around, as well as some of the people that have been in the game for a little while, but they just haven't closed their first deal and they haven't got paid on an actual surplus fund deal yet on the completion on recovering funds for the previous homeowner or heir. So I appreciate your time also. So there will be a small amount of people that we let in for free. And again, that's for the free coaching and also the free mentorship that we're going to be providing. And usually it's on a weekly and a bi weekly basis. And of course, the coaching and mentorship will increase once you actually get someone that's on the line because there are phases regarding getting someone signed up and getting someone paid out. So once you actually get someone on the line and get someone ready to go, we are going to offer some additional services also on actually being able to speak with us and kind of get with us on a one-on-one tutorial on what would be the next steps once we actually get someone on the line and they're ready to go and ready to sign up, whether we're speaking with heirs, or whether it may be just one side of the program regarding a divorce where it's the husband or the wife or whatever the situation may be on what the next steps would be on maybe getting them over notary or we're going to be sending the paperwork out through DocuSign or we send it through mail that some of our older community, our elders like to have it in the mail. So we'll be able to have someone that you can actually speak with and talk to um, real time on getting some of your questions and concerns answered there. And I know a lot of times in this network community, a lot of people have questions or concerns and they want to speak about different things, but I get a lot of questions through email that they just don't have anyone to speak with and talk to regarding these type of situations. So we're just trying to fill in the best way we can on offering, going over and beyond on the services that we're providing. And again, we want to make this clear that this is for people that are actually serious, that are really serious on actually mailing to claimants and actually emailing claimants and actually calling and texting the claimants. Because also, you get a lot of people that kind of want to stick their toe in. They hear that word free and they see the big checks on YouTube regarding the surplus funds, um, unclaimed funds, or regarding these tax foreclosure auctions and then mortgage foreclosure auctions. And once you get down to it, you actually have to do something, to actually get these deals. And a lot of times we have a lot of people just sitting on the sideline saying, I want to do something. And yeah, I'm going to do something, but they actually haven't done anything. So we are going to make this for a limited time and for a small, limited few. And there will be like a small deposit that we have there because we want to make sure we weed out the people that just want to hear something free and just line up in line, but not actually serious about actually getting their first surplus funds deal. Because anytime you can sit on the corner and you can put a sign up and say free whatever, and you're going to have a lot of people. But we really want to kind of put this sign up right here for free for people that actually want it and need it and are excited about getting into the surplus funds business. What do you think about that, Karen?
I think that's pretty amazing. And again, I can't say this enough. I wish it was something that we had when we first started off. And but then I kind of take that back at the same time because I'm kind of glad that we went through what we went through as far as a hardship and just, going through the whole motion and learning the business, falling flat on our face, being taken advantage of by attorneys. I'm kind of glad that those things happened because we wouldn't be as far as we are today in this business had those things not happened. Those were just challenges. It was a part of the journey, it was supposed to
Yeah.
go that way. Everything is not going to be perfect in the way that we think that things are supposed to be. There's going to be hurdles. There're going to be things that are going to pop up. Especially when you're chasing after something that is a big dream of yours or a big goal of yours. So when you're saying free, that just takes me over the moon because I'm like, okay, you're offering not just this, free, I guess you're saying free, the surplus learning material that we have. You're offering free coaching. You're offering free leads. And they have access to the back office to close out their deals. I mean, I'm just trying to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. Because I know that we talked about this a little bit, but we didn't go all the way in detail about this.
Yeah,
So
that
this is
that that
free
all that
all the way across the board.
yeah, that all would be true, but again, the leads would be something different because I guess it's going to be a case by case situation because you never know where a particular person may be in their surplus funds journey. And
Okay.
again, none of this for us is free. It's not free for us to commit our time and talk to people on a one by one basis regarding their situations and their questions and concerns regarding the surplus funds business. It wouldn't be free for us, regarding the leads and the lead generations, that we have to find and what we have to pay for, on our end. So it wouldn't be free for us for the dedication and time and the commitment that we're doing on a day by day and a person by person or family because we get husband and wives and boyfriends and girlfriends and grandmas and granddads that come on to this particular platform and they hear about the surplus funds and they see the checks from different people online and they see the different courses and different people doing it and all these things that they see. But again, when you come around to the surplus funds business, there are some one, two, three steps that we have to go about following on actually contacting people, reaching out to people, and securing the contract on actually and doing our due diligence and things of that nature on verifying the surplus funds and what's available to claim and if there's anything to claim at all. Um, that piece of the pie on actually getting your first deal. So yes, there will be aspects of this that we're providing that will be free. But again, this will be for a small select few, and we are going to have a small enrollment fee, just for the people, that we're going to be bringing on because again, I know your time is valuable, and I want to at least give you 50 cents to 75 cents, for helping in this situation. And any of our other mentors that come along, um, also on jumping on these Zoom calls and speaking with us and pouring out into our community, when we have these weekly and biweekly Zoom calls also. So it is free, but at the end of the day, in this life that we live, it's only one time that you get a chance to go around the sun, where you're going to be above ground, and there's going to be some time in this lifetime where you're not going to be above ground. So you can use that word free real loose, or you can use that word free real heavy. and it just depends on how you want to take it. But there will be an enrollment process that we have, and some donations that we'll ask for also, and it will be on a case by case basis regarding this situation because I got a big team that I rely on, my back office team that I rely on, and it just wouldn't be fair for me to kind of throw them all on board and make them work for free, over the next year or two on why we're and how we're going to be kind of providing this service on letting people in free. So it will be a case by case situation. But yes, you are right. There will be free coaching and free mentorship. But the leads, there will be a donation for the leads, a small donation. And also, again, it's a case by case situation that we have here because we're not sure on where people are in the surplus community. Some people source and go get their own leads, just like we sourced and got our own leads when we came into the surplus business, and we got a chance to get with our mentors, but we needed someone to kind of help us draft up the paperwork and find the attorneys. We were like, okay, we can find our own leads. We can do some skip tracing. We can do that. We can find some family members. We can find some aunts and uncles and get the party together. But once we get that together, can you do the rest of it? So can you talk to me, Karen, about the rest of it? On what we'll be doing and what we'll be offering. And let's say someone comes up in the program and they are out kind of outsourcing their own leads and finding their own leads and trying to find their own way. What do you do after that you can help them um, in this particular surplus journey? And again, I just want you to speak on a lot of the calls and texts and emails that we get regarding our back office team and what we can offer on helping them in this situation, on what we'll be providing on JVing with them in this situation, and just asking them again just to kind of weigh in on what they'll be doing because again, um, I just want you to chime in on. We're just asking you to text, email. Some people like to mail, and create their own mailers and email and call and text and email. We're only asking you to do one side of the program, and we're going to kind of help and assist on doing the other, and we're going to kind of open up the email and open up the phone lines, and it's something we usually don't do, but we're going to try something different because we get so much of a community that pour out into us and reach out to us, and they hadn't got their first deal, but they got all the courses online, and they see all the YouTube videos, but I guess we need to kind of fill them in on what we do next after we buy all the courses online and we watch all the YouTube videos and we see the success stories. What do we need to do to make them a success story? What are the next steps after we buy all the courses and watch all the YouTube videos?
Well, it's a saying that they have out there saying there's no I in team. And there's really not. You always, with this business, you really, to be very transparent, you really do need a team behind you to really dive in and really like get your feet wet. This is a business. I'm not gonna say it's not. This is a business where you can jump in and be dominant and just do it on your own or whatnot. But realistically, it's going to take you longer to get there doing it that way. And that was one thing that Jason and I learned very quickly getting into this business. We need a team. We need mentors. We need coaches. We need people that are doing what we're doing, people, people that we can actually have conversations with and kind of help us, and we can all help each other along the way. And that's pretty much how it all came about. We we just, we found a mentor and started closing some deals with him out in California. And then, I think we dropped into like a free like surplus class or something. It could have been something like what we're doing right now. And we met our other mentor, our slash coach slash business partner in this group. And so we started closing deals with him as well. So not only are we closing deals, we're all making money together. Everybody's getting paid. So it's very important to have a team. and to have someone, support you and work with you. And so what we're offering is our back office, and our back office is going to verify the claim. Our back office is going to get in contact with the attorney or the trustee that conducted the sale. Um, our back office basically files all the documents for you. All you're doing is just calling these claimants. All you're doing is calling them and getting a good email from them, speaking with them, building a rapport with them, asking them have they been paid yet from the foreclosure sale, educating them on what happened after foreclosure. Again, building a rapport, building a rapport, building a rapport. We cannot say that enough. This is not where you're going to make one phone call and they're going to say, of course, go ahead and sign me up. Now, it happens sometimes. It can happen like that. But then you have some people that they want to kind of feel you out to see if they trust you or to even just see if this is real or not. Sometimes you may be dealing with an error case where now you're having to gather not just one person, but two, three, four, five, six people together. Now you're trying to get everybody on one accord, and it's hard to get six people on one accord when one person ain't talking to the other person. This person don't like this person. It gets kind of crazy. But if you have a team like Jason and myself and have a back office that actually helps you with all that extra stuff where you can just say, hey, I have this lead. I just spoke to Miss Mary Jane this morning. She said she gave me her email address. She said that she wants us to send the documents to her email, or she wants us to mail the documents out to her. Your back office is going to take care of that. Now you can move on to the next lead. Now you can continue to make your phone calls and we will follow back up with you, circle back around on that lead. Now that's CRM at its finest right there. That's how I look at my back office. And let's be frank, I'm not the back office at all. Okay, I do a lot of the secretary work over here, but I'm not the back office. The back office are pros, people that have been doing this for a long time. So for basically to have a team that's going to make the phone calls to the trustees for you, that's going to be in communication with the attorneys, that's what you're like, that's what we needed all along when we first started, and we didn't have that. So now we're basically handing this off to all of you saying, hey, just call. Just call the claimants. We'll take care of the rest. I don't know anywhere else you can get that. I don't think anyone else is offering that. So I'm fortunate to have my back office, knowing that I can just move on to the next lead once I'm done. I can just give it to my back office and trust my back office will take care of it. So I hope I answered your question, Jason. But
Yeah,
yeah, that's
that's great. And again,
yeah,
I've been looking online. I don't see anybody I can call and talk to either. If I
no, it's
want to
no one.
call If I want to call somebody right now, I'm not sure what coast you're on in the West Coast. If it's 710 or is it 810 or 910 or 1010, I'm not sure where I could call and pick up the phone somewhere right now and talk to anybody that I seen on YouTube. You can try. I want you to try, and then you call and text or email us and let us know who you talk to. See, we can call too. And that's what we want to offer you, the real life part of the business. Actually being able to speak or call or talk to someone in real time. It's all great. You set schedules and set up meetings and, email. But once you actually get someone on the line with us, we're just a phone call. I tell a lot of our students we're just an email and a phone call away. And once you get somebody ready to rock and roll, we finna be lighting your phone up and you can light our phone up well also. But, because we're excited about the communication part. We're excited and celebrating that you're actually doing the work. Yeah, Women and Karen are providing some expertise and some free coaching and free mentorship and going to help y'all out with leads. But me and Karen get more excited when you're diving in like Miss Brenda is doing, and you actually do what you say you're going to do, and actually start calling people and texting people, get somebody online, and then we're sending mobile notaries out to Washington, and we're having conversations about family and friends, and we're getting having intimate conversations about family and heirs and kids, and the husband or the wife, or vice versa, the ex-wife or ex-husband. And we know we're having these type of conversations, and we're laughing about the phone calls that you're getting from the claimant, the bonding and the relationship that you're building with these people. This is the fun part of the business. You call somebody on the phone, a complete stranger, and the next 2 to 3, 4 days, you're going to be like a little brother or a little sister or a big brother or a big sister or a mom or a dad or uncle or aunt or grandma or grandpa to these people. It depends on your age difference and who you're speaking to. You're going to be like a long lost family member, and you're going to be a lot cooler than the other family members because you're just coming in trying to pass out money to the family. Oh, they're going to like you a whole lot better than the crew that they rolling with now. The conversations are going to be so much fun just talking to people. And I hear you, Karen, talking about trustees. So can you talk to me about, because we got some a couple of emails from one of our mentors, Wesley, today about a tax case, a couple of tax cases, um, about some claims that are about to get ready to close in the next week or two. We got a check coming for one of our claimants, Jerome, and we had a hearing today for one of our claimants, the beautiful Juanita, um, out here in Texas. So you keep talking about trustees and trustees and trustees, but I don't think trustees handle these tax sales,
No.
the local states and counties. So talk to me about people that may be kind of forming their own tax surplus on complaints, and do you handle those tax foreclosure auctions, and surpluses to go with those also? And how does that go?
So for taxes, of course, you're going to have to get an attorney. And thank God our back office will go find the attorney for you. So that's one less thing that you have to really worry about with this business. A lot of people get into this business, of course, again, they try to do it on their own. And you don't even have an attorney to close your first deal. If you were to land a deal, if someone was to say, yes, let's move forward, and you don't even have an attorney, a lot of people I've noticed in the past and even now, that's where they get stuck at, right there. I don't have an attorney to close it. So when you're dealing with a tax case, you do have to have an attorney to close that case out for you. So, the taxes, we know that's a sale that's conducted. That's a sheriff sale, so that's conducted by the county. So it goes through basically a court proceeding. So that one does take time because now the attorney has to go in and file different petitions and things like that in order to basically claim the funds. So that can take a couple of months to go through those proceedings and whatnot. And they have to, of course, release the funds from the registry, and then the attorney gets the funds, and then the funds sit there for a while with the attorney, and then the attorney will release the funds to the claimant, and then you will get paid right
Now,
after the
I
claimant is
want
paid.
to I
Go
want
ahead.
to jump in with that, Karen, because I heard you say a couple of months. Now that depends, because
It depends.
we just had a hearing today, and this is in Texas, and the attorney said he should be getting a check. Hopefully, they he said our county is pretty quick and fast, and he should be able to pick up the check within the next week or so. He says sometimes, of course, you can have it mailed to you or whatever, but he likes to go pick it up, in our county because, the soon as they get the writing their ink on it and signing off on it, he wants to pick it up. He doesn't want to wait another 3, 4, 5, 6 days in the mail for it to come. So
Mhm.
in some places it can take a couple months. In some places it can be a month or so. Um, or sometimes it can be, within a few weeks. I've had Eddie Barber jump on these phone calls and says, in his part of town, he's got paid out within about 3 or 4 weeks. So I want y'all to be just as excited and enthusiastic as I am regarding helping these people because this changed our lives, and I want y'all to also jump in this and have the same type of excitement that this can change our lives also, because we both went to dead end jobs to me being able to retire her. And we both work on this business full time. And now we're just 24 hours a day just trying to help the next person. And God be the glory. This business has led us this way, and God has led us this way on being able to have that time and have our mornings and afternoons and days and nights back on just being able to serve our community and serve people all around the world. You just never know where that next claim or that next case or that next unclaimed surplus funds deal may be. And it's just so exciting, when we're able to do it and help show other students how to do it, because you just never know where it's going to pop up at on their next lead or our next need, and who we're going to be speaking with in some particular city, state, and county, and helping them recover their funds. It's just the best job or career that I can ever ask for, just passing out money. And we have these Zoom calls on a weekly and biweekly basis. And I just try to tell the students, y'all, all we doing is passing out money. And I get people, and I make these posts and send out these requests regarding having so many leads and needing some help. And these people, they want scripts and things like that. And I need to do this and I need to do that. You really don't need to do anything but start calling and texting and email these people. That's what you really need to do.
Yeah.
I don't need a script. You're passing out money. You can make a script for passing out money. We know the basics. There was a mortgage foreclosure auction or a tax foreclosure auction. We're looking for the family or the friends or the kids or the elders, grandma and granddad. Or if they pass, we're looking for the kids, the husband or the wife. We're just trying to pass out money. We're just here to pass out money from a property sale. Money is due back to you from a property sale. How many ways do you need to script that? This is not a scary movie. This is not the AMC theaters. This is not the local theaters, the cinema where you got to buy a ticket. This is none of that. This is actually real life. This is real life. We're just passing out money to people that got foreclosed on and a property sale. That's it. I don't know how many different ways we need to do that particular type of script. So if you need to help me out on that, Karen, how many times you change your script, how many scripts you do,
I
but I don't
I
know
don't
how many
even
scripts
follow
we
the
need,
script.
y'all. I don't know how much I need to learn. I need to learn. I need to learn this and learn this. No, no. You need to call these people and tell them it's money due back to them. That's what you need to do, and tell them you help them get it. And it's a free service. You're not asking for their credit card, for their debit card. They don't have you. They're not going to pay you a penny for any of this. It's a free
Yeah.
service that you're offering, y'all. So I'm not sure what type of scripts that you need to study. This is not the SAT test in high school or
Mm.
college. This is just passing out money, y'all. It's
That
really that
script,
simple and basic.
that script will have you tripping all over your feet like you in kindergarten and your mama just put some shoes on you with some shoelaces and you don't know quite how to tie your shoe and you just tripping all over the place and stepping all over your laces. That is what the script will do. And I remember when our mentor out of California, when we got with him and he was asking us, do y'all have, like, what are y'all saying when y'all calling? Like, we're still fresh and new at this. We're just diving into the surplus business. And so I was like, well, I don't really have a script. So he provided a script, but he, of course, the same advice I give y'all, he gave me the same advice. He was like, do not memorize the script. This script is just for you to educate yourself on the business. So you know how to just explain to them what happened if it's a mortgage foreclosure or if it's a tax foreclosure. You are educated on both, sales. So I would try to like dissect this script and I would try to like follow the script, even though he said not to. I will follow it, and I will be like all over the place trying to talk to these claimants. They will hang up in my face, or they were like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "Oh my god!" And sometimes I would just hang up. I was so scared. I would just hang up, like, "Oh my god, this is not it. I can't do this." You know. So educate yourself, and I say this, and I can't say it enough. Educate yourself on the business. Educate yourself on what a mortgage foreclosure is and what a tax foreclosure is and what happens after those sales happen. And then make sure that you have everything in front of you as far as If you do have that information in front of you, like the date of the sale, the address, who are you looking for? Who should you be asking for? Is it an heirs case? Are you looking for the homeowner? Like, have this information so you don't find yourself just kind of stumbling over your words, and it'll flow. Once you just kind of get all that information and put it underneath your belt, your conversation is going to flow very easily. So, yeah, do not do that. Do not try to read the script. I promise you, you're going to sound pathetic like me. I was very pathetic. But yeah, I just wanted to jump in and say that. Do not follow that script. Do not read it verbatim. I promise you, they're going to hang up in your face. Go ahead, Jason.
What do you say, Karen? What would you say
My
if you
script
look?
changes on a day-to-day basis. Like, I'm like, now that I know the business and I understand the case before I even call, because I do when I do call a claimant, I do look at everything. I look at the address, I look at the date of the sale, I look at who the homeowner was. I do sometimes do a little research to see if the homeowner is still living. It could be a possibility that they're not. So sometimes I kind of dig a little deeper before I make the phone call. But I'll just say, hi, this is Karen with Loyalty Royalty Recovery. I'm looking for Jan Doe. And then they'll say, oh, this is she or whatnot. And I'm like, hi, how are you today? And they're like, oh, I'm fine. How can I help you? And I'm like, well, I'm an advocate in the Dallas County area, and I handle a lot of the foreclosure sales. I see that your property foreclosed on March the 29th of this year. And I was just getting in contact with you to see, have you been paid out from the foreclosure property? And then I'm like, what do you mean paid out? Well, if I have a little bit of your time and if I can explain to you, when your property sold at auction, it sold for more than what was owed. Have you been getting a lot of phone calls in regards to this about money being due back to you?
That's
Start asking
amazing.
questions.
That's
Ask
amazing.
questions.
That's too much sauce. Don't give it all
Okay,
for
I'm
free.
sorry. Okay.
That, that, that that's an amazing intro.
Yeah.
To just talking to people. That's just a
And it
real amazing
changes. I
intro.
may not even say the next round. You ask me 5 minutes, like ask me the next 5 minutes. Well, how would I handle a call? I'm not gonna even say exactly what I just said. I'm gonna say something completely different. I just try to get a feel for them. You could tell when they're a little pissed or they're a little bit on the edge. You can kind of tell in their voice. So I kind of know I can just jump right in and be like, okay, you know, please forgive me if this is the 100th call today. I try to break the ice. I'm sorry if I'm one of those that's been getting on your nerves. Say, I promise I'm not calling to get on your nerves. I promise I'm not. And then they kind of sometimes let their guards down, like, it's okay. And I'm like, I know that you're getting these phone calls, and I would love for these phone calls to stop, but in order for these calls to stop, it seems that there's some money that needs to be claimed here. Do you mind if I get an email address from you and maybe I can just send the information over to you for you to look over? I'm not going to pressure you. I don't want to pressure you. I know this is a lot to think about. But, if you can just trust me to just kind of work with you and get this all figured out, we can get these phone calls to stop. So it all depends on I'm all about energy. I can feel the energy. I know the frequency. I can kind of catch on really quick, so I kind of know where to go with my conversation and what to say.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, I don't want to talk all day and night. I know we got a few people that may be on the call. It look like I got Miss King, I got
Mhm.
Mickey on the line, I got Brenda, and I got Lisa. If any of y'all want to jump in and unmute yourself, please dive in and maybe let us know where you're at in the surplus journey. Have you made any calls? Are you planning on making some calls? Are you about to make some calls next week because something been going on personally or whatever it may be? Had you been in the business and you know put the business down for a little bit because other things have popped up or whatever the situation may be or whatever you may be in your journey in the surplus community, we'd be delighted if y'all can just kind of jump in and bless us with your presence and your beautiful voice and your positive energy tonight. So any one of you ladies want to jump in, and whoever jumps in first, I guess we can go from there. And after that, we'll wait on the next young man or the next young lady to dive in. So, Miss King or Mickey or Brenda or Lisa, anybody want to kind of jump in and kind of give their
This,
input on where they are in the surplus journey right now? And
this is Miss King in Maryland. I uh I have things that threw me off. I was getting ready to get started and got a couple of tragedies in the family, but give me about 2 weeks and I'll jump in. I just left a little short script to look over. I think for a brand new person, I'm not I'm not gonna say I'm brand new. I'll just say I have not gotten a surplus check yet. But I haven't really been consistent in trying to get one. Um, but the little script that I left is just something that I said if you put on a little postcard or something and just look at it to try to build up your confidence. Because a lot of times talking about something you've never done for the very first time is scary, period. And you feel like you're the worst at it. And like you said, you might just feel like giving up. But don't give up. You might take a break for a day, but go right back to it. And you'll end up being able to say, I got my first check soon. So I plan on getting back in it. I got two funerals this week, and my
oh my
mindset
God,
is not, yeah, yeah. And I'm just not, my mindset is not on it. But when it gets on it, I'm going to be on it.
That's the right attitude to have. And
Mhm.
you'll just jump back into it, you know. I understand, death is a hard thing to deal with, but then we all have to kind of pick things up and keep moving. Um, so I commend you on that. And I think you're gonna do great at this. I think Jason, I think you've been telling me about Miss King, right?
yeah, I've been speaking to you about
Okay, okay. I
all
haven't
of these
haven't met
beautiful
her.
young
Okay.
ladies, but me and Miss King been emailing each other, and she's one that I'm gonna have to see if she can give me some time. I know we got people going to the upper room, and it's gonna be like that in life, y'all. We only have a small amount of time here on this earth, above the dirt, and all of us gonna have to go to the upper room someday and go check in with the Lord, the Heavenly Father that breathed breath into our lungs, into our nostrils, that brought us here. And every time someone passes away, it should show us that their time here on this earth, none of these days is promised. None of your time is promised. Cherish your kids, cherish your family, cherish your mom and dad, your granny, your grandpa, your uncles and aunties, the other side of the family that we don't fool with and we don't call and we only see when there's a funeral. Just cherish the times and the memories and the love because it is such a short time here. But at the end of the day, I just want all of us to try to make some time for ourselves, to make some time for ourselves in our journey and our dreams and aspirations and things that we want to achieve and conquer also. So yes, I know Miss King got a whole lot going on. I just want her to give us some time and give herself some time to add this one more thing that she has on top of the other 99 things that she's doing. And
You
so I
got
can
that
put,
right.
yeah, so we can put some extra money in her purse because I
Yeah,
know she needs it.
I need the money because I sure am doing too many things, and I'm not
Yeah.
a master of any. I'm a HOA board member. I'm a realtor. Uh, and ain't making no money nowhere. So I
So
got to
I'm
slow
trying to
down and take some of. I got to slow down and just focus on one thing and make the money, and then that'll funnel me to go back to the other stuff.
exactly. So I just trying to get her to give us some time and give herself some time on starting this business because it is kind of hard if you're doing 100 things at 100 times. That means you're going in 100 directions at the same time. And it's just kind of hard to gain some traction in those
And
type of situations.
Mama King ain't young. I'm 74 years young, but that ain't young. So I definitely got to put the metal to the pedal and do something fast.
I'm trying to tell you, y'all, don't it sound like she's 37?
Hmm.
Hmm.
My
Okay.
goodness, God, how good God is. She sound like a young
I
lady.
may sound older than her.
I'm trying to tell
Stop,
you,
stop, stop.
I'm trying. Yeah, Miss Mickey, you want to dive in, or Miss Brenda, whoever want to hit the button first. I think I got Mickey, Brenda here, and also um and maybe Miss Lisa. So anybody else want to jump in and kind of tell us about where you come from and how you coming and why you coming and where you got started, how you may have met me and Karen, and
Where you
have you
at?
made some calls or you gonna make some calls? Have you been busy with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, the kids, the family? What's going on and what we gonna do to actually get our first deal in 2025? Anybody else want to jump in? Kids, grandkids, and anything else we want to add to what the beautiful Miss King is gave us this evening. Somebody got some feedback. Miss King, you want to mute yourself for just a moment? I think we can hear the radio or the TV in the background. Also, anybody else want to jump in, or they gonna make me and Karen start calling
Can
names? So
I just want to say that we what something that you and Miss King has said, dealing with death in our families and things like that. Let's turn that around for a second and understand a lot of the times when we're reaching out to these claimants that that's what they're dealing with as well. There has been some type of death. There has been some type of separation as far as divorce. There has been some debt, and I told Jason I came up with our fourth D, and that is I don't care. I done gave up, you know. So that same thing, with what we're dealing with, that's why we have to understand to put that shoe on the other foot when we're calling the claimants, because they're dealing with the same thing too, on top of stuff, on top of stuff, and on top of more stuff. So when you are compassionate about their situation, when you ask questions, don't think that you're bothering them or you're, getting on their nerves. Sometimes asking questions kind of helps get to the bottom of things and kind of gives a clear understanding of what may be going on. And then it helps them, it helps them to kind of, release whatever it is. Sometimes they just need a shoulder to cry on. Maybe they just need to vent for a minute. So if you can just show them, hey, I'm willing to give a little bit of my time just so you can cry on my shoulder, that speaks volumes. And then to be honest, that's going to make them want to work with you. They're going to remember that. So let's just keep that in mind. That's all I wanted to say. Anybody else?
we're dealing with debt. We're dealing with divorce. We've ran out of money, and I'm tired of Karen, and Karen's tired of me, and that ends in divorce. We're dealing with death in the family. Grandma done died. Granddaddy done died. And now these funds are supposed to go to the kids. So you're dealing with death, you're dealing with debt, and you're dealing with divorce. And you're also dealing with, like Karen said, I don't care. I'm tired. I done had enough, and I'm tired.
Yeah.
One person done left the house, or two people done left the house, or whatever the situation may be, or whatever. And you're also dealing with another D called domestic violence.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
somebody done.
can I can I ask you a question? What do you do when people curse you out and you know that they're probably in badly need of funds, but they think it's a scam?
Karen, you want to go first?
Oh, I love when they cuss me out. Um,
I'm gonna
I
cuss you
really
out in a
don't have
few
it
minutes.
because it depends on what frequency I'm on that day. So, um, I can only say right now, based off of the frequency I'm on right now, I will be like, now you don't have to cuss me out because I'm not cussing you out. Can we just respect each other? I'm trying to help you and I want to help you. And I understand that you may be frustrated. I get it. I want to cuss my whole family out. I want to cuss. It's a whole bunch of people I want to cuss out. But let's just, let's remain, respectful towards one another and, at least allow me to, assist you. That's kind of how I would go.
I love that.
With
I
it,
love it.
and then they may hang up. They may not even care what you're saying about being respectful, and I'll shoot them a text and just say the same thing like, look, I understand. I get it. You're probably going through a lot. And I do apologize that I've added on to your frustration today, but that was not my intentions whatsoever.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Usually
Right.
let them kind of sit in that text for a moment, and then they'll kind of snap out of it and come, because I've had a lot of people come back from it and they'll come back and apologize. And I'm like, I forgive you. It's all good. Life is life, and for a lot of us, I get it. And I just kind of try to move on from that, because then at that point they're kind of embarrassed a little bit for having to even, you know, go there. But it's ways of handling it. But just be your authentic self. But don't go there with them. Try your
Yeah,
best
yeah,
not
yeah,
to.
yeah. I've got that.
Because it's been days I done whew, like I just hang up. I won't even call them back. I won't cuss them back out, but I'm just like, I ain't calling you back. Good luck.
No, no, because they got to calm down. They got to
Yeah,
calm
they
down.
do.
Yeah, so if you don't call them back, somebody else gonna call them back.
Yeah,
That's calm.
that's true. That's true. That's true. So following up with a text message, that helps out a lot. Yep.
You
Jason, you have
want to
anything
tell
else?
you want to tell them about how you had a couple of deals that you signed up like that?
Oh yeah, Miss
Or-
Selena. I'll never forget Miss Selena. She thought she was gonna cuss me out and get away with it, but I made her laugh about it. I was like, now why you have to talk to me like that? I was like, that's not nice. Why would you do that? I said, Miss Selena, I'm just trying to help you get this money that's sitting down here at the county. I said, I see that it's you and a brother, but I don't talk to, I said, I know I don't talk to my sister either. So I try to get on her level and try to get her to, I can relate with you. I get it. I don't like my sibling either, you know. And so from there, it kind of broke the ice, and she just kind of laughed about it, especially when I had to come to her home and have her sign the documents, the agreement form. And so she still kind of laughed. She was embarrassed, but we were able to kind of brush it off and just laugh about it. Because she thought she was
Right,
gonna get away with cussing me out. And I want Fist to let Miss Selena cuss me out like that and get away with it.
right.
I'm gonna make you take accountability for your actions.
I like
So
how you came. I like how you came back with it, and it sounded like you made her feel embarrassed. It sounded like the way you said it, she would
yeah.
have to feel embarrassed.
Yeah, but then I told, I made it a joking matter to make her
Right,
feel a little
right,
bit better. Like,
right.
it's all good, it's all,
Mm.
but that's just, that
Mickey
really
asked a
helped.
question. Mickey asked a
Go ahead.
question. Can you tell me my next steps after the call? Do I give them to your website? If they ask me, how do I get to the back office?
Karen,
So go ahead, Jason.
is that Keisha, Karen, Mickey?
Yeah, I believe that is Makisha.
Ask Makisha. She can talk on. Tell Makisha unmute
She
herself
probably
so we can
she
hear her
probably
voice.
can't. Let me look in
Unless
the
she
chat.
at, unless she at work or something. You can unmute yourself, Makisha, if you can. Yeah, y'all. This is an open Zoom call, y'all. So if y'all can feel free to speak and talk and unmute yourself and introduce yourself and tell us about your journey. This is a open call for all. So. Feel free to
But
jump in anytime.
I'll answer her question. So if I'm understanding the next step, what will be the next step after you speak with the claimant, if I'm understanding you correctly, and you they want to proceed with working with you, and I'm sorry, forgive me, let me turn my phone off. They want to move forward with you assisting them with filing their claim for their surplus. The next thing I would suggest is that you always get an email address. You always want to get some type of email address. That way you can provide that to the back office, and the back office can get the agreement over to them DocuSign. So that way we can shoot it over to them. They're able to review the documents. They're able to review everything that has been discussed in your conversation as far as the
Or
surplus,
through mobile notary,
or yeah,
or if we
or
need to send a
mobile
mobile
notary,
notary.
either or. We do take care of the mobile notary as well. Um, and then that way, what you would need to do is just let the claimant know, I'm going to get this information over to my back office. My back office is going to get the documents over to you. If you want to just check your email, I'll follow back up with you to see if you've received that email. And once you review the documents, we can follow back up with each other. That's where you're building your rapport is going to come in at, because you're going to be the main point of contact. You're not going to pass your claimant off to me and Jason, and we're going to be the ones that's going to do the follow-up call. No, that is your job. That is what you're going to do. So, any communication as far as the claim and any updates, we will communicate that with you, and it's your place to call the claimant and relate whatever updates and whatnot is going on with their case. Um, Other than that, I hope I answered that question clear enough.
She asked, how do I get to the back office?
So the back office, we have the direct number for the back office. I believe Jason will provide that um, via email. We're not going to give that number because we are on YouTube, so we're not going to just give that number out on here. But if you shoot us an email, we will give you that number to get in contact with Jason, which he works very closely with the back office.
She said she got her 2-year-old in the background.
Oh,
You better.
thank
She
you,
said,
Miss
You can.
King. Miss King is helping
she
me
said,
out because I don't see none of this.
she said,
Miss
okay, got it.
Thank
Miss
you.
King a part of the back. Miss King a part of the back office team
I
now.
know.
On this YouTube. God, we appreciate you, Miss King. I tell you, she do 100 things at once. Now it's 101.
Mm.
I'm trying to tell you. You got to unmute Mickey so that 2-year-old can get on this Zoom call.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
trying
pretty
to
sure
tell you,
she
that's
got a
your
lot
why.
of videos with
Every,
Jacob all in the background, and let them kids
yeah,
be kids.
that's your why. That is your why. Everybody has their why on why they're doing this, and kids or your mom or your daughter. We spoken with clients. Well, I would say previous members of this group, and they said, "Hey, I want to do this for my sister that passed away," or I lost my job or whatever, and I'm trying to support my family and my wife, or vice versa. I'm trying to do this for my husband. We've had couples call and say, "Hey, we used to do this. We want to get back into it." So everybody has their why on why they're jumping into this and doing this. And I want y'all to just kind of keep that on your radar, and maybe put it on your closet somewhere. I put it somewhere close where you'll look at it every day, because I want y'all to give yourself some time on building your business. And y'all building your business and learning something new is going to take more than 3 weeks. It's going to take more than 1 to 2 months. So I don't want y'all to give up on yourself in the 30, 60, 90 days. Some of y'all are going to get y'all first deal in 30, 60, 90 days, because that's the way God has it planned out and laid it out for y'all. Because so some of y'all are going to give yourself some time to actually do the work and start contacting and texting and emailing and on contacting these people to actually do the work to actually get the deal. Some of y'all, it may take 2, 3, 4, 5 months, but I don't want y'all, they're going to go come in third, fourth, fifth place in this situation, to give up on your 5-figure check or 4-figure check deposit that you about to get, just because it doesn't happen in 2 to 3 weeks. So I want y'all to give yourself some time on learning something new, doing something new, and achieving greatness and learning something. that you'll be doing in the next 5, 10, 15 years. And some of y'all gonna start doing this and get good at it where you can hopefully leave your part-time job or your full-time job, or it's gonna come in and be a passive income for you, over the next few years. And you may wanna, transition and start doing this full time. So I just want y'all to not give up on yourselves so easily. And you see a lot of this stuff on YouTube, and me and Karen just want to kind of give you the good and bad and ugly. You see a lot of success stories on YouTube, but you don't ever see the people. They don't make YouTube videos of success stories for the people that quit and gave up. I want y'all to go look for those when y'all look, because y'all will see a lot of this stuff come up online about people that talk about this surplus, but you won't ever see any videos about the people that quit and give up. You only see the next success story. Oh, the next
Well, I've
success
given up
story.
four
Oh,
times, so that's real.
yeah,
I've given
yeah,
up
you
four
won't see
times.
videos. Yeah, you won't see
Yeah.
videos about that. So
No,
we're
I'm
gonna
not gonna
kind
put
of
a
give y'all.
video of.
Well, I'm just saying that's how the world goes in this day of
Yeah.
age right now, and showing stuff online. You only get the good. Nobody shows you the blood. Nobody shows you the tears. Nobody shows you the sweat. Nobody shows you, like Miss King said, how done given up. Nobody goes into all of that. But you're gonna get all of that over here with me and Karen and Loyalty Royal to Recovery, because we're gonna give you the good and bad and ugly. And we're gonna be truthful with you because we love you and we want you to succeed. But
Okay, I got another question. I got another question. I'm in Maryland, and we had tax sales yesterday. Now, how do I jump on trying to get some of those people with surpluses? Maryland always have surpluses.
anybody want to jump in and dive in on the first thing that you do after after I would say a foreclosure sale, or if you're looking at your county and you see tax foreclosure, a surplus funds list. Anybody want to kind of
There's
dive
no
into?
list. I mean, well, I guess you have to ask with the Freedom of Information Act to the
That's
county
a good
clerk.
one. There you go, Miss
Uh,
King. See,
but
So
you putting this
but
together.
no,
You
but I'm
putting
just
this
saying, is
together.
that the only way? I mean, because
Well,
I've written to them, I haven't heard anything from them.
well, how many
I sent
counties
an
do you?
email.
How many counties do you
I
have
didn't
in
do but
Maryland?
one. I didn't do but one. It's 24 counties in Maryland, but I only did one.
So I would make my duty to email those other counties, because a lot of these counties do have online lists and some of them may not. And like you said, you have to email some of them, but some of them may have a list. So those are some of the things that I would find. And I talk to a lot of our students in class on a weekly and biweekly basis on finding leads in your county. And that's a great question that you came up with. How would I find leads in my county? I'm not sure if they're online. What do? I email and call the county. Yes, you email and call the county. And out here in Texas, we have about 254 states. So there would be 254 emails or 254 emails or Google searches that I would have to do to see which counties provide that information online, and some may not. And I may have to email them, but those are the first things I would do, Miss King, is email my counties and call them to see if I have
Yeah, I
lead
guess I'll.
lists that they're providing. And if I don't have a lead list that they're providing online, I may have to contact them directly through email or a phone call to ask them where that lead list may be, because some of them are not going to have it online. Some of them may have it specifically where they're going to wait for you to email them, and then they may email it back to you. Or they even may ask if, hey, we don't provide it online for the public. You may have to pay us $2 or $3 or something of that nature. So it's different
Yeah, no.
strokes for all different
Houston,
counties. But
yeah, Houston is really inexpensive to get. That's the only one I used to pay for.
there you go, just like this. So it's out there, but it only depends on what are you going to do, and are you going to actually do the work to go get it. So you can do email, like you were stating. That Freedom of Information Act is amazing, and I had other students tell me about that also. We call these local counties and speak with them and try to build a relationship with them. And also, we do Google searches to try to find what counties in Maryland has something available. And I know if you got 24 counties, I know somebody out of one of them 24 got something available online. We just have to find it.
Well, Baltimore County does, but every
I know.
attorney already jumps on that one.
Yeah, and some of them are paid for, and I know I may have some in the database that we use also, and we gonna keep that between us um because this is a live stream there. But if you're in Maryland, I know I can find some leads for you in Maryland regarding taxes and mortgages. And I tell a lot of students because I want to do this and I want to do that. I'm just saying the money that you get is green from any county, from any state. Wherever you get a deal at, the money is green, just like Maryland money is green. To the money in Idaho is green. So I don't want y'all to get lost on focusing on just trying to find your first deal in your area because you're not sure where you're going to land. I'm just letting y'all know that the money is green all around all of these 50 states. But I do want y'all to focus on actually learning and getting familiar with your backyard because it's always nice to meet and deal with people in your own community and your own background. And you can meet these local people and have them sign up these agreements when you're local and you have a heads up on all of the people that are contacting them because you can get on the phone and say, hey, I'm local in the area. I've been here. I'm known. And I definitely don't mind meeting you in the local area also. And watch out for these out of town people. I'm local. I can come see you. You can see me, and you can build a relationship with people just because you're local with them. So that's a great opportunity that I tell people to jump on learning your local counties and in your area on getting your one of your.
You're muted.
It's going to be needed that you get started in your local community on building your surplus funds advocacy that you're dealing with. So that's a great question, Ms. King. I would email them counties and I would call them because and somebody has something on Google and somebody has something that they can email you. So it's going to be one of those two particular situations.
Mm. Well, I'll spend some time tomorrow.
Instead of spending some time tomorrow, how about you tap into this program and I can send you some leads that you can start calling some people tomorrow. I
No,
want
I'm
us to
not. I just want to get
maximize.
that link. I just want to get that. I want to get the list, but I'm not going to do anything till next week.
Okay, you don't have to do nothing this week. You don't have to do nothing next week. I want us to
Yeah.
tap into our time, y'all, on actually closing a deal because I know we got so many things that we're doing. And I spoke to another student. She's saying, hey, I'm going to start in June. Well, if I start in June, why can't I call and text and email people in the month of May and I could possibly be getting a paycheck in June? I want us to
I got you.
maximize. I want us to maximize our opportunity because
Like I said,
we've come to a certain place. I think now where somebody could say, "Hey, it's $10,000 if you just try. It's $20,000 around the corner if you just try." And we've come around. I think y'all where we say, "Well, I do it. I do it next month." I don't know if we all rich. Y'all can kind of help me out, but I was in a different situation, y'all, where I had to figure something out. But this is going to be a situation where you're going to have to ask yourself, do I really want this or not? Or do I just want to put it on the back burner? It's really not important. I
that's
spoke with
where
a,
I've been.
I, yeah, yeah. So some people it's gonna
That's
be
where I.
important, and
Mm-hmm.
some people it's like, oh, yeah, well.
Mm. Yeah, got to
So
get the fire under. You got to get the fire under. Yep.
it will depend on where you at in life, on where
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to go. What you think about that, Karen?
You're absolutely right. Um, you really have to like make up in your mind, do you want to walk away from that 9 to 5 job eventually? You know, do you want to continue to work that graveyard shift, or do you want to actually, transition into something where you're working for yourself and you're giving yourself back the time that you deserve. Um, and I think about that every day when I wake up. I'm like, you know what? God didn't put us here on this earth to be just working and working and working and not enjoying life. And he really wants us to focus on Him and the purpose and the purpose that He's put in us. And we're supposed to be enjoying life and spending time with our family and our loved ones and doing the things that bring us happiness. So I think about that and I'm very grateful, that we decided to go this route and really dive into this business because we've gotten our time back. If we want to wake up and send the kids off to school and come back and get back into bed, we can do that. If we want to get up and just make tomorrow nothing but surplus, we're just gonna call until the sun go down. We can do that. So you always want to just put yourself in a better position. And I'm not saying nothing's wrong with a 9 to 5, because my friend almost chewed me out a couple of months ago when I was like, oh, 9 to 5. Well, some of us just like teaching. I'm like, okay, well, if you love teaching kids, cool. That's cool. I'm not gonna knock it. That's cool. That's if that's what you want to do. But we all know within our heart and our mind what we really want in life. And some people are just not cut out for the 9 to 5. I know I'm not. I didn't want to work for nobody. I don't like working for people. If Jason told me, if he got up tomorrow morning and told me I had to go get a job, I'd probably just be like, okay, I'm I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I wouldn't go back to a 9 to 5, but I don't know what I would do. But I'll probably lose my mind. Go check myself in somewhere. But no. So that's it.
But that's your
It's
journey too,
real.
Kim. That's kind of where we started. Before we got here,
Yeah.
I was at a 9 to 5 job making $12, $13 an hour, and I'm
Yeah.
not sure how much you were making an hour.
I don't want to
You could,
say. I don't even
um,
know. I know what my check was, 1,000 a month. I only got paid once a month, and it was $1,000.
I think you were teaching too.
Yeah.
So and our teachers, they don't get paid enough. So I'll just drop in right there. Anybody working for these districts, teaching the kids, whatever grade it may be, y'all are the world, and we commend y'all, and y'all don't get paid enough.
Yeah.
But that's for a lot of people. That's for a lot of people working a job. Even Miss King, like she says, she's doing 100 things in a realtor. I don't think any of our realtors get paid enough. I don't think nobody get paid what they're worth. I don't think you get paid what you're worth working for somebody else, because the owner, the CEO of that company or business, they have to pay themselves most of the money to take care of their kids and their family. They got to take majority of the cut, right? That's how business goes.
Yeah.
So whoever's the owner and the top people or shareholders of the company, they take majority of the cut. That's just how it goes. And I don't want to take this conversation somewhere else. I would just say that anybody working these jobs that we work, however long that we do so, none of us have probably got paid what we wanted. I think if any one of us went into these HR rooms and said, "Hey, how much we getting paid?" I think we would like to tell them what we wanted versus them telling us the other way around on what they was going to pay us
Yeah.
for doing the job. But um, I just want y'all to think about what we're offering, and think about if it will help you, how you help you. And then I want you to go search for on YouTube to see if you find it, what we're offering and what we
I
went
do
over
have a
today.
I do have a question in the chat. David asked, what is the main difference in tasks between tax liens, surplus, and foreclosures?
I think tax liens is a different ball game, and that's not what we're talking about right now. Foreclosures is kind of where we're speaking right now, and what happens after a foreclosure. So tax liens, that's a different ball game and a whole different strategy. Something that we're not doing right now regarding tax liens. So that has not been the conversation today. But regarding foreclosures, in the world of unclaimed funds and surplus funds, regarding tax foreclosure auctions and mortgage foreclosure auctions, our conversation this evening has been what happens after a tax foreclosure auction and what happens after a mortgage foreclosure auction when the home or land or business or whatever the parcel number, whatever it may be, a home, a land, a bunch of dirt in Nevada, a big business, or whatever it may be, sells for more than what's owed. So if it sells for what's owed in taxes, I owe 30,000 in taxes. It sells for $230,000. That's $200,000 is sitting somewhere. If I have a mortgage and I owe $200,000 on my mortgage and I can't pay it, and they say sold at the auction for $200,000, excuse me, sold at the auction for $400,000, but I owe $200,000. That's $200,000 sitting there regarding mortgage foreclosure, unclaimed funds or surplus funds. So that's specifically what we're talking about in regards to foreclosure, my brother. But regarding tax liens, that would be a whole different YouTube video and YouTube conversation in a whole different stratosphere that we're not in right now. Um, this is particularly what happens after a mortgage foreclosure auctions and after a tax foreclosure auction, but nothing to do specifically with tax liens, I would say. A tax lien is a lien by the county, but they're going to sell if you don't pay, and they're the first lien holder, which would be the county. But I know there's a lot of different videos online regarding investing in tax liens and stuff, and I don't want to get you confused in it on that part.
Yeah. So he said, and I want to dive a little bit into what he just said. He said he's a teacher and he likes to impact the youth. And let me tell you, I have nothing against you continue to want to be a teacher and do this business at the same time. You can do that. I may no longer be working for the school system anymore, but I am moving into the arena of public speaking. So I'm going back to schools and I'm actually going to speak to the young people at the school, and I'm doing a surplus business at the same time. So look at it like, okay, I've accomplished that. I know how to, I know how to impact the young people. Now I'm going to go into a different arena now. I'm going to learn about surplus funds. And once I get, good at that, now I can start teaching these young people that this is something they can do, you know? So I'm glad that you brought that up because that's where I'm at right now in my life is I'm in a whole different arena and I have to invest in myself, and I had to basically, sell Jason on my next venture, my next dream. I was like, I want to do public speaking. So I had to sell him on that idea for him to want to invest in me wanting to do this. And so that's the same thing with this business. You have to invest in yourself. You really do. And I've had to come off some money to be able to jump into this arena with the big dogs, with the Eric Thomas and the Jeremy Andersons and the Les Browns. I'm in this arena with them now learning how to do public speaking. So you can do this business and venture and do a whole bunch of other things on top of this. So, yeah, I just wanted to, you have to invest in yourself. You really do. And you have to want it for yourself. And like Jason had already said, when you get over here and you want to learn this, like really get in here and learn this business and really like dive in because there's so much money out here to be made. There's so many people out here that needs to be helped. There's foreclosures happening all over the United States every day. It goes down every day in Florida, except on the weekends. I mean, literally. So you can do this business on top of whatever it else that you see yourself doing in life.
Hey, we only I think
You're muted.
anybody I think we're gonna get ready to wrap this up because we've probably
Okay.
been on an hour or so. So anybody that's actually serious and dedicated and actually wanting to get started on the free coaching and free mentorship and free training that we're going to be offering, and the stipulations that are going to go with it, what we're going to be providing. So, Karen, you can throw our email in the chat, and I think our email will be up under the YouTube video. Also, I don't think that we're hard to find. We're on YouTube, and I think we have a Facebook page. But I also want y'all to um, fly around online and see if you see anything regarding free coaching and free mentorship and different programs and things of that nature. So it's going to be more than 30 days, more than 60 days, more than 90 days. We're going to try to do this at least for a whole year because I want you to give yourself a whole year to learn something new. And I want you to give you a few months for you to quit and then for you to dive back in and get back with us on month number 3 and 4 because it's like that. It's like that thing is gonna pop up, life is gonna pop up, everything gonna pop up because that's kind of the way the devil does things sometimes. Sometimes God got stuff listed and worked out for you, but the devil gonna pop up and say, "Hey, let's get distracted, man. Come on, you know how we do this. Let's do something else. Let's get unfocused. Let's do something else. Let's quit. Come on, ain't that the easiest way? Let's quit. Come on, let's do what we've been doing." So we're gonna give you a whole year to kind of battle with your inner self and battle it out with us. Fight with yourself in the mirror when you get up in the morning. Come back and fight with us. We're gonna give you the good, bad, and ugly of surplus funds, and we're gonna do it for you for free. But we only want serious people. And that's gonna come with a cost. That's the only thing that won't be free. You know, how dedicated and serious and the time that me and Karen are going to be offering. And if you just want to give up and quit, we would prefer that you don't even kind of contact us and just play with yourself or play with your kids. You know, no time to play with me and Karen, but play with the grandkids. So there will be a cost for getting into this because it's going to be a year long program, or if you just want to hang out for a month and see if you get a deal. See if you want to hang out for 2 months, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 months and see if you get a deal. That's fine also. So it will be free, but everything in life come with a cost. I think we all were born for free, right? But life still comes at a cost. You know, we all got a mom and dad for free and family members for free, but everything in life's come with a cost, right? So at the end of the day, we want to provide y'all something that we didn't have. We want to give y'all a hug. We're going to give y'all some love and give y'all some attention and give y'all some dedication and motivation and give y'all some time and give y'all something that we didn't have when we were coming into this business. And that was just a back office team and coaching and mentorship and provide it for free. But there will be a part of this membership that comes with leads and providing y'all even more love and dedication on trying to help y'all get y'all first leads. Because I want to see if y'all find that online. Also, get back with me and Karen and say, hey, somebody else is offering all this on give me everything for free and pay for everything and giving it all to me for free. So let us know if you see something like this on YouTube. Because, man, me and Karen are jumping their program too. So we just want to provide y'all what we didn't have and we really want y'all to contact us and email us if you're really serious, and then we'll go from there. Once we get your emails, or some of y'all are great finders and investigators because we have people call us on the cell phone. Now, they'll pop up and they'll get to investigating some stuff. They be done call me and Karen on the business phone. So if our information is out there and if you want to find us and search us, it's out there. But we are dedicated to helping all our new people that want to join this unclaimed funds, surplus funds business, get their first deal. And we're going to provide a lot of free coaching and free mentorship for free. And let us know if you want to get on board. But again, it will be a small community of people that we're going to actually let in because we really want to work with people that are actually for real and serious on actually getting their first surplus fund deal and making a boatload of money and getting a few $1,000s per each claim on helping these people pass out some money to them that they didn't know about. So anything else anybody want to add to that?
I think that wraps it up, then. I dropped the email. I think a lot of you may already have it, but I dropped the email in the chat. Just shoot us an email, reach out to us, and let us know what route you want to go as far as getting started. And if you're here and you've been with us before and you're just trying to get back on track or whatever it is, or you're just needing a little help with gathering leads or just whatever information that you're needing to get, run off to the races, just let us know and we are here to help you. It is 10:10. It has been a great night. Thank you all for jumping on. Jason, you're done? You're good?
Yeah.
All right. Well, good night, everyone. Thank
Excellent.
you
Well,
so
good
much.
night. Everybody have a good evening.
You
Have a
too.
good evening. Any other last questions or concerns before we get up out of here and push this end button? Anybody got one last going once, going twice, questions or concerns? Because me and Miss King, we out of here.
Have a good one.